This is Michael Spedden, and welcome to Fowl Players Radio, your one-stop shop for all of your pop culture needs. We feature interviews from musicians, actors, comics, dancers, authors, and much, much more, up-and-coming artists and beloved favorites. We've got it all, people on stage, backstage, out front, and behind the scenes. Sit back and relax. Let's have some fun.
Hi, this is Bud Becker.
Hi, everybody. Dwight Weems from Gaz the Fun Band.
Hi, folks. This is Jay David.
Hey, this is Brian Damage from KIX and Rhino Bucket.
Hi, this is Kim of Kim's Crypt.
Hello, my name is Gunhild Carling.
Hi, this is Paul Castiglia, and you're listening to Fowl Players Radio, the one-stop shop for all your pop culture needs.
Folks, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Fowl Players Radio. Michael Spedden here in season 11. We've got 11. It goes to 11, and our guest tonight is Ronnie 1010 Younkins, not 11, 10, from KIX and the Blues Vultures. He has lots of great stories about playing in the mid-Atlantic music scene and the national scene. A lot of great KIX history. Shows at Hammerjacks, the Seagull, the Network, playing with Triumph, David Lee Roth. 2P or not 2P? That is the question. They actually didn't, but that's the rumor. He has a new album coming out soon with the Blues Vultures called You Can't Ruffle My Feathers. Possibly in June of this year is when it's expected, June of 2024. Follow him on Facebook. And KIX and Blues Vultures music can be found wherever you purchase music online. The Fowl Players of Perryville are back in action as usual, have upcoming shows, of course, on the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad, Fifth Company Brewing in Perryville, Maryland this fall, Susky River Beverage Company, and Mannequins on the waterfront in Occoquan, Virginia, coming up in June. If you're interested in seeing a show, our website is www.fowlplayersofperryville.com. If you're interested in booking us, foulplayersperryville@yahoo.com. or 443-600-0446. Every Tuesday from 4 to 6 is the Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show featuring yours truly on 97underground.com. We feature songs you forgot you liked, classics that never die, interviews with up-and-coming bands and beloved classic bands. Go to 97underground.com, download the free app today, listen to us wherever you go. Also, our YouTube page for the Michael Spedden interviews at 97 Underground Michael Spedden. We thank you for watching and listening to Fowl Players Radio. Our main website is foulplayersradio.com. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/@foulplayersradio. Support our guests in their endeavors. Links to their books, albums, tickets to their shows, and much more can be found in the show notes of each episode. And also remember, hit that like and subscribe button, and please leave us an honest review. We'll be right back with Ronnie 1010 Younkins.
Hey, you guys, this is Gina Shock, drummer of the Go-Go's.
Snowman here.
Hey, Mary Jo Peel here.
Hi, this is Kathy Ladman.
Hi, this is Jay Nedry from the Road Dogs.
This is A.D. Adams, and you are tuned in to Fowl Players Radio with your host, Michael Spedden.
And folks, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Fowl Players Radio. Michael Spedden here, and we are in season 11. We've got 11. The seasons go to 11. That's right. We go all the way up to 11, and I'm not going to stop cracking that joke until season 12. Tonight, somebody I've known of, I've only known for a short time, but I've known of since middle school. One of my favorite albums as a young boy in middle school, the first KIX album. Tonight we have Ronnie 1010 Younkins, guitarist, KIX, the Blues Vultures, you know, a mid-Atlantic favorite, and throughout the rest of the country too, and the world, in Europe too. You know, KIX has a good following over there. Ronnie, welcome, my friend. It's great to have you tonight.
Hi, Michael. Thanks for having me on tonight. Hey, everyone. How you doing?
Absolutely. Well, it's great to see you. It's great to see you, Ronnie. A lot's going on in your world, lots of news with the Blues Vultures. We had the KIX retirement show last fall. I met you right before that.
Yeah, that's right.
a lot of history. You know, you have just accomplished so much. You know, lots of great music for a lot of years. So where do we begin? Why don't we talk? Maybe if you want to take us back to the beginning of Kicks, or we can hop around all you want. You know, do you want to talk about the Merriweather show in September, or we can start with
Well,
that?
yeah, I mean, I should probably started back at the beginning
Mhm.
when Donnie and I started playing together. I was like 20 years old. I've been playing, as I mentioned to you earlier,
Mhm.
in bands since I was 14. I was 20 and I was tired of playing cover songs. I wanted to play, and I heard Donnie playing original songs in a group. I used to go see his groups, and I got a hold of him, and for a month or so, we played with a couple guys from his previous band. They were from Pittsburgh, but then when that didn't work out, we got a hold of Brian Forsyth, who I knew from my hometown,
And a
and
previous guest on the show, by the way.
good, good. I love that guy.
Oh,
I
I do
miss
too.
him.
He was great. He was great. And I love watching on Facebook his he loved that is one man who loves his duck eggs too, by the way.
Yeah, I went to that farm with him
No
in
kidding.
Yeah, and well, I don't know if it's Goodlettsville, but it's in Nashville. Well, it's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
Goodlettsville. But I
Mhm.
went to that duck. Yeah, I went to that farm with
No
him.
kidding.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. Well, 4 years ago, and yeah, it's really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we moved into Brian's basement. Had a drummer from a couple of bands I was in. His name was Donnie Spence. We had a singer that was from Donnie and Jimmy's previous bands, Terry, and we played covers and played. Our priority was the originals, which we backed up by the covers to get into the clubs and to play 3 hours, 3 sets a night. Um, and to work. And we did every weekend. And we kept building it up to the point where we would open for a group called Face Dancer in Baltimore, and their
Another
manager,
previous guest, by the way, but go ahead.
oh,
Scott,
who's
yeah,
Scott?
I've had
Oh,
Scott on,
God.
yeah.
Oh, great. What a great songwriter.
Oh, he is, and he's
That guy
great.
was a rock star. He was a total rock star, that guy.
Mm-hmm. He's been a big
Everybody in that
supporter
band.
too. Yep.
That's great.
Yeah.
I appreciate hearing that.
Yeah, he's helped me find so many guests, and he and his wife, they're always recommending people and giving me feedback, and I've met probably a good dozen guests just through his connection. It's been
Oh my
great.
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so cool. I
Yeah.
always respected and admired his work and his stage presence, his playing. Everything about the guy is just phenomenal.
He
And and
is.
and yeah, their manager would take our songs on a cassette and take
Of
take them to
course.
Atlantic. And their manager, Face Dancer manager, got our record deal for us with Atlantic. And
Mhm.
that's when we went up and well, after 2 years of playing with a different singer and drummer in the Shoes, we were called, we got Steve and Jimmy in the band, and that was the band. When that happened, we realized that the spark, the it just ignited. It was
Mhm.
like, wow, here we go. And we were still playing some cover songs in the clubs and still playing 3 sets a night, but we'd always play and keep working on the original. That was the priority.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
Atlantic, through Face manager, um, got us the A&R guy came to Southern Maryland and heard us play. We went to New York then and did an audition and got signed to Atlantic Records. And then we did our first record, which came out, I think, in 1981. And the first song that I ever played with Donnie, Atomic Bombs, is on that record. And I love that song. It's probably my favorite Kick song ever. I
Oh,
have
it's
a few
great.
favorites, yeah, but that was like my first guitar song I ever learned with him. And was the first song I ever played with the guys that I played with him from Pittsburgh. It was the first song I played with him when I got together with Brian 2 months later. And we're talking 1977, quite a few years ago. And I'm grateful for every minute, every moment of KIX in my life, and everything about each and every one of those guys. I can't say enough about gratitude and love for all of them, and appreciation for their talent. Absolutely.
I mean, they've been, I mean, you've been a beloved part of our music scene, especially in Maryland. Of course, now that's home base, but, for so many years, I've never met anybody who didn't like KIX, it's just, we're like, hey, yeah, new KIX song. Yeah, I never heard anybody say that,
I met a few. I didn't meet them. I got off the stage. We got booed off the stage in Spokane, Washington, our first tour after the after our first record. And I'm just saying this out of fun and not to take something positive you said, make it negative, but just tell a story.
Yeah, please. That's why we're here.
We did our first record, and for some reason the record company puts us on this tour with a band that we didn't really match up with called Triumph. And we started in up there from Canada. So we started in Spokane, Washington. And we did not get over there. Or no, one of the shows was canceled. Might have been that one. Or was it Seattle? One of the shows we got pelted with quarters, Jack Daniels bottles, beer bottles. It was getting brutal up there. We actually had to leave the stage.
Wow.
But I mean, we're so poor we had to start picking up the quarters before we left the stage. But anyway, but that's one great story. We went on to play 4 or 5 more shows with them, only find out that we were not a good match. They were more progressive rock. We're like roots rock and dirty rock and roller, 3 chords, and I think we ended up in LA with them. They kicked us off the tour, but we came back and we geared up. We went back on the road here, up and down and just kept on moving up and down I-95. With the KIX record. KIX's 3rd record would be Midnight Dynamite. From first KIX record, my point, to the 3rd, we went up and down I-95. You could just see the van going back and forth. Forever. We toured up through Midnight Dynamite, and that gained us the fans. I mean, we would be nothing without the fans. They've been great. They were great. They still are great. I'm hoping to see some of them. The Blues Vultures, we're doing local shows here in Maryland and PA. We've done some in Jersey and New York, but we're going to Los Angeles. We're going to play the Whiskey a Go-Go on September 6th.
Sweet.
And September 7th, we're going to play Count the Vamps in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, good.
We're going to book a couple more shows around that, and we have a new record coming out. Hopefully by the end of June. In the very final stages of it all. Good. We had a little bump in the road with the engineer, but we've overcome that. Will not let that stop me and get this music out.
Good. Well, I'm going to make sure too that we put all of your links and everything in the show notes so people can find your music and your dates and everything.
Thank you.
So
thanks, Michael.
It'll be there for you. So, so going up and down 95, so the Triumph, it didn't work out. Let me ask you this here, because I've heard a lot of different stories about this.
A lot of other bands did work out. Let me.
Of course they did. Oh yeah. Of course. Yeah, I'm just telling me, just kind of reiterating what you told me about the Triumph thing. But One thing I wanted to ask you about here, and I've heard different stories about this, and I think I got the straight story from Brian when I had him on. What happened with David Lee Roth at the arena?
Well, we did not have a road manager at the time,
Yeah,
and we were like a self-made rock and roll band who just
sure.
did everything ourselves. And we got called to play this show. We played at the Civic Center in
Yeah.
Baltimore a few times,
Mm-hmm.
but we were called back to play open for David Lee Roth,
Mm-hmm.
and for some reason, I don't know why, but we went 5 minutes over the
Yeah.
time we were supposed to quit,
Mhm.
or 4 minutes over, and they turned the house lights on.
I saw that. I was like, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Donnie, who I totally respect and love and appreciate to this day, to this minute, to this, every note of rock and roll that we played together. He got pissed off about it. Excuse my language. You can cut that. He
Yeah.
got a little disturbed by the lights coming on at the end of our song, and he proceeded to. I don't know if he actually did, but he proceeded to make out he was whizzing on the taking a leak on the monitor board on the side of the stage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I left the stage, Michael, all I saw was a pair of Chucks and these skinny little legs sticking out from these big guys that work for David Lee Roth's group. Now
Mhm.
we had big guys too.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
a guy, his name was Beast. He was our roadie. I don't know his real name, never knew his name, but he was Beast. So we had to go sick Beast on these guys.
Mhm.
I had to go round up a crew of people to get these big guys off of Donnie so they wouldn't destroy him.
Mhm.
But yeah, those were fun times. Anyway,
I was
I
at
think
that show.
you were. Oh
Yeah, I
my
was at the,
God.
but the problem was I was sitting way up. I could barely see the stage from where I was sitting. You guys looked like you were about that big, and I could barely see the stage through all the pot smoke. But I did see
yeah.
I did see the lights flip on, and I was like, "Whoa, that's not cool,"
Right.
And then, because I had asked a couple of people because I spoke to Billy Sheehan about it. I met him with Sons of Apollo. He was playing with David Lee Roth, and he
Yeah,
said that
absolutely.
he was kind of backstage, but he heard that somebody peed, and then I asked Brian, and Brian said that nobody really peed, but he made like he was
No.
peeing. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
nobody really peed,
Nobody
but it
did.
was it was it was implied or maybe convincing enough that the wrong people thought that he did. And
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And it makes for a great story here tonight.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But I mean, I always loved. I had a ball at that show. I mean,
Oh,
I thought it
great.
was great that you guys were at the arena or at the Civic Center is
Yeah.
what I really call it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And opening for David Lee Roth. I thought it was great. But the one place
That's
where I had seen you tons of times, and I'm sure you've got lots of fond memories. Hammerjacks. You guys were like furniture there, I think.
Well, we would go out on the road for 3 or 4 months at a time, and then
Mhm.
we would come back and play Hammerjacks. And it was always such a great time to come back and play with the people and the fans who helped build our band, um, along with the other I-95 cities
Mhm.
in connection. And also with us travel across country from time to time. Uh, that was such a wonderful thing and time to go through. Um, it was we shot 2 videos there. We did Blow My Fuse there, and we did scenes from down at the block in
Mhm.
Baltimore the night before. Um, I really don't have any wild stories of after shows because honestly, there were times that we were invited to do like interviews or
Mhm.
certain things at the club, um, where we were a little more free to hang out, so to speak. But usually after show, we're pretty much getting our gear and our guitars and signing stuff, and just we end up going our route to the next show. So there was never really any wild and crazy things that happened at Hammerjacks, other than maybe a few times where we went down and did a few interviews or something prior to me getting sober and clean. I think there was one night they carried me out of there. I woke up in somebody's house I didn't know the next morning, and I was like, I was probably 27 years old. I was like, this is before I sober and cleaned up. Anytime you saw me from 1989 at Hammerjacks, I was sober or clean, because I hit bottom, went to a place called Hazelden, 1989, after various bouts with drugs and alcohol, and that place gave me the spirit to stay sober and clean for 21 years, and honest to God, and it saved my life. And so anytime you saw me playing at Hammerjacks, and I have seen a couple videos of us from 1991 era, and I'm just like, oh my God, I was in that band. We were on fire. We were really on fire, and
You really
totally
were.
proud. I'm totally proud of that group. Totally proud of that band. It was amazing. And, and the thing, yeah. What can I say?
Yep. So I wanted to ask if you had some memories of some of the other more prominent clubs around here. There was the Seagull. Did you ever do that?
Oh, absolutely. I played there in the band. I was in a cover band while I was trying to get a hold of Donnie to start the Shoes. We didn't know what it was going to be called, but it could have been, the Drumheads or whatever. I don't know. But looking at the floor, my shoes, there's a Drumhead right in front of me. But yeah, so there was that time, and I forgot my point was. What was the question again?
The Seagull Inn.
Oh yeah, okay. So I played in the cover band Mama Ken there, and that was good and fine. And then, but once we started the Shoes with Donnie and playing originals, it took us a couple times to get into that room, because we didn't play all the cover songs that people wanted to hear. And but we got in through that door, and once we did, we made sure people knew who we were.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we kept coming back, and that place rocked. And I loved playing the Seagull Inn, and we had quite a great, quite a few great shows there. Unfortunately, I did lose a 1963 Stratocaster there once. Never did get it back. That was my original guitar I used on Atomic Bombs on the record. And Steve and I would do this thing where I would kick on the fuzz tone at the end of Atomic Bombs when my strings were old, and I'd give him a pair of clippers. We all like Alice Cooper and stuff, and just for antics. And he would clip off each string on my guitar. Only with the fuzz tone and the whammy bar, you can jump pitches, and it would make these outrageous sounds and frequencies. So that guitar just happened to have the strings cut off of it that night. Sat on the stand, lights went down. That room. The PA was on the side. Right next to it is the exit door, right?
Yep.
Somebody went up behind that PA, lights went down. We did 2 sets there. And sure enough, Rhodey came back, wow, your Strat's missing. Somebody later told me they saw somebody on a motorcycle with a Stratocaster on their back with strings flying off of it, riding down the road. But I never did see that guitar again. However, I do have one that took its place, and I've been playing that on the recordings lately. It's a 64 Strat. So
Sure.
Yeah, but yeah, you gotta watch your gear. That happened at Hammerjacks a few times. We had guitars taken because of the chaos. because things went around the back of the stage too. I mean, there was restrooms behind the stage and stuff, and it was quite chaotic there. Uh, we'd leave the stage, the road crew was doing all they could to watch all the gear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we definitely lost. Well, unfortunately, Brian lost a guitar or two there, I think. But anyway, we get them back, and we have our guitars, and we love them. And but the music is the key to making everybody happy, and that was our jobs for a long time. And I'm going to continue doing this as long as I can, and just to keep people happy and myself and my family.
Yeah, yeah. Did you how about network? Did you ever do that?
Yes, the club network.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, the network. Yeah.
Yes, played there again with that band, the cover band called Mama Ken, and probably 1976. It was called the Act 3. And then we went on to play there again when it was something else. and then when the Shoes played there, it was the network, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure.
We would play there 4 nights a week. And we would know enough cover songs that we could change the sets from night to night. Yeah, just keep on keeping on, which is, I feel that is a big thing for the bands from like when I grew up. Like when you look back at Aerosmith and Kiss, they played with everyone and they played everywhere they could. And I'm still of that mindset. I wouldn't mind having an extra roadie, but I could use a little help here. But as far as being there and bang, being on the stage and being ready to go, I'm for it. I'm all about it. I'm ready to go. Yep.
How about, did you ever do New York City or anywhere around there?
Yes. We played the Blues Vultures played at oh crap, it was in the Village last year. Oh, why am I forgetting the name of that club? The Mercury Lounge.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah. We played there last November with some friends of ours, Streetlight Circus, and they've been good to us. We've done shows with them. They've done shows with us, vice versa. Also, great band from New York called 10 Ton Mojo. These are our 2 go-tos in New York right now. These guys are the best. Streetlight Circus, Dave, and all those guys are the best. And Paul from 10 Ton Mojo. We've done shows up there, Jersey, Delaware. They've done shows with us down here in Maryland, PA, and we actually just played in Winchester, Virginia with 10 Ton Mojo last week, last Friday night. So yeah, we got some friends. It's good to have friends in rock and roll.
Oh, it always is. It always is.
Yeah.
That's great. So, how about have you had any Spinal Tap moments?
Oh, Spinal Tap moments. The biggest one for me goes back to when we were the Shoes playing Shiley Acres in 1978. We're playing on this is I don't know if you ever went there. Shiley Acres is in West Virginia.
No.
Okay. Yeah, so it's this big field. This farmer had at first it was a couple flatbed wagons that we played on. Rick Derringer came in there and played, and I went to see him on those flatbed wagons. Anyway, we're on these flatbed wagons. We're playing with the Shoes. Terry Brady's singing. He just got a brand new Les Paul, a 1976 Les Paul Custom, beautiful cherry red or wine red. And I'm playing my old beat up Les Paul Custom I just got. And we were poor. We didn't own many monitors. Well,
Oh,
at
right,
this
right.
show, somebody had put a monitor behind me, which I wasn't used to. And I stepped back and I trip and I fly off the stage. And in doing so, the tuning peg on my Les Paul gouges the front of Terry Brady's brand new Gibson Les Paul Custom.
Well,
To this
no.
day, he still has that guitar. And I said, Terry, he goes, yeah, every time I see it, I think about you. And I still talk with him. He's a great singer. What a great guy. And oh my God, but flying off the back of that stage, that was a humiliating. I had quite a few of those happen in time, but that was probably one of the most.
Jeez.
But I didn't get hurt. It was only like 3 feet, but
Mhm.
just tripping over that monitor and just flying off the stage. But the worst was the gouging poor Terry's brand new $800 back then,
Yeah.
brand new Les Paul. But anyway, so yeah, so we played there. We played a lot of places in the tri-state area that we played anywhere and everywhere we could.
Oh,
We
sure.
used to say we'd play on a hood of a car if you book us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. I mean, it was just, no shortage of kicks. Even back when I was playing in the 80s and 90s, I mean, you guys were always the ones we looked up to, we were always like, I mean,
We're
people
trying
would
to
turn out.
carry message. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people would turn out in droves, to see you, and I mean, if you remember Baltimore back in those days too, I mean, whenever somebody had the opportunity to play New York or to go to anywhere else, I mean, there was a bit of a rivalry between us, but on the other hand, too, we were like a big Friars Club in a lot of ways too.
That's right.
You know,
Absolutely. Yeah.
whenever somebody had an opportunity, people would kind of rally behind them. The last show they would have before they played New York or something like that, it was almost like a bon voyage party.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times there was like a car caravan, people in other bands and everything else following them up and cheering them on while they were up there,
Hey, they did it for the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Look what that turned into.
Yeah. Hey, you're right. You're right. But yeah, but the only time I ever had a problem with kicks was when I would play the Rage a lot, the Rage in Baltimore City.
Oh yeah.
And
Absolutely.
we would hear, we would get our shows. We were in really good with the owner there. We were like furniture at the Rage, my band was. And like, oh man, we got a great spot on Friday night, man. We're gonna get a lot of people there. All right, perfect. Then we'd look in Rocks magazine. Oh shit, Kicks is at Hammerjacks. Well, there goes the crowd.
Oh. Well, I'm sure you had your own crowd.
Yeah, we did, but
not everybody liked that band.
well, hey, well,
there's life beyond that, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, you guys were the priority. You guys were the. No, but we got it, and like I said, we loved it. We loved it. We were there. Whenever we weren't playing, we were there. To see you, and
thank you.
Always had a great time. Like I said, we had a lot of fun listening. Even when the first album came out in middle school, that was part of our staple. We get together with friends, we'd be playing records, we'd play that thing cover to cover, and just a lot of fun, a lot of fond memories of that. So
Michael, I'm getting my act together here. Hold on. All right. Okay. Yes. So Michael.
Yep. So the last, I was asking you, about the last KIX show at Merriweather back in September.
Right.
And a lot of people, were there. I think you had Child's Play open for you. Was that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yep.
John Allen and Child's Play. Absolutely.
And a lot of people were there from, I know, Rocks magazine. There was a crew of people there. Did you see a lot of people that you knew, and did you get a chance to just see some folks and share memories? What was that experience like? I mean, was it kind of surreal, or was it what did you think of it?
Well, I think that I'm totally grateful that I got asked to play that last show.
Mhm.
And because there was a time uh, where for 2 years that I did not play with the KIX band
Right,
um,
right.
because I was locked mandatory by the I was locked down
Mhm.
GPS to a rehabilitation center for 6 months, which saved my life, and to a strict recovery house for a year. I was not allowed to leave the state for a good year or more. And I had to go through a lot of protocol to get my life back together
Mhm.
due to drugs and alcohol. And um, I will talk with anybody, anywhere, anytime about recovery and saving their lives. And because it does not, if you have the ism like I have, it never gets any better. It only gets worse. And I had quite a few years of sobriety, of total clean time, 21 years of total uh, no drugs, no alcohol, nothing. Um, and some of the best years of my life with the KIX band, and starting the Blues Vultures too, and with the reunion of the KIX band, and with the Blues Vultures up until about 2010, and then with uh, prescription drugs and not getting all the um, meetings and things that I used to always do that help keep you sober and clean. The spiritual part of it. That's the key to my sobriety, is the spiritual part of it.
Yeah.
And and that goes hand in hand not only with God and the universe and the earth and good and bad and our families, but it goes along with rock and roll too. I mean, rock and roll has saved my life more than once, and I just love rock and roll, and I live it, I love it. My family lives it, loves it, and I just want to keep on playing as long as I can,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
trying to. Uh, um, I'm living a healthy life. I am doing the best I can. I'm grateful to God for every minute that I'm here with my family, my property. I never thought I'd ever come home again. I really didn't. There was a time. And so for me to be asked to be on that stage with KIX for the final show was, I was ecstatic. I was grateful. I was so happy to see all of them. I was grateful for the 5 or 6 songs I got to play. Bob Perry, who took my place in the KIX band, he was a gentleman. He helped me so much get ready for that show. I had trouble with a lot of my gear. He let me bring all my gear to his warehouse and set it up and fix all my stuff because it was stored improperly when I was in rehab and in recovery homes. Um, um, so I had a lot of repairs to do,
Sure.
a lot
Yeah.
of maintenance, and I took it to heart. I was so grateful to be a part of that show, and I poured my heart and soul into it,
Mhm.
and I did the best that I could. I had some technical problems during the show, and I tried not to let it show, but if you see me standing there doing my solo and not moving at the beginning, it's not because I wasn't into it. It's because I didn't want my wireless on my guitar to short out. Something had happened
Mm.
backstage that didn't get fixed when I walked out, and my guitar was shorting out. I was like, uh-oh. And I got to cut in, and I stood still and I didn't move. It was working. And you got 12, 15,000 people in front of you going, okay, oh, what do? You play. The guitar is working. After all this maintenance, everything that you do, there's still the odds are against you in certain situations. And they were, but it's okay. If
Mhm.
I hadn't have done all that I did, things wouldn't have went as smoothly as they did. And
Right.
that's why I love
Right.
what I do.
Mhm.
And I give it more than 120%.
Mhm. Well, great, great. Well, like I said, like I said, you're an institution in this region, the scene around here. You know, myself, a lot of other people, have just had, and there was a lot of talk on Facebook when the announcement was made of that being the last show. So many people. I mean, you would look at the announcement there, hundreds of comments, people just talking about what fond memories, what great times they had with KIX, listening to your music, attending the shows, getting to meet you all, and sharing special memories. And you've really been a part, a good part of a lot of people's lives. I thank you for that, because again, I've got a lot of fond memories of KIX, of listening, going to shows.
Well, you are welcome, but I am
Yeah.
grateful to everyone, and
Mhm.
we're grateful to all the fans. And if it wasn't for you and everyone who would come participate and hear the band, what would we be doing? We'd be, we'd be playing cover songs, or we'd be working a day job and playing cover songs.
Right,
So
right.
it's all about the fans. That's for
Mhm.
sure. It really is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But we wanted to make sure we entertain the fans. So we
Mhm.
had to keep that in mind and be the best players and entertainers, and try to be nice people too, you
Right.
know?
And that you did. And that you did. Well, Ronnie,
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming with me tonight and spending some time and talking to me and sharing your memories of KIX and Blues
Thank
Vultures
you.
and everything. One more time, if you could tell us if you have any websites or anywhere you can find out information on Blues Vultures, shows coming up, information on the record, where to purchase it, when
Yes.
you know.
Well, thank you, Michael. Yeah, we have the Blues Watcher has a new record coming out probably by the end of June. It's going to be called "You Can't Ruffle My Feathers," and the Blues Waltzers. And we have shows. We're on Facebook, Blues Waltzers Facebook page. We do not have our website any longer. The Facebook page seems to work a lot better.
Mhm.
And Rich is always the other guitarist. Is very he's very keen on getting all the information off of there, and keeping it updated. We are playing some shows. Let's see, May 10th we're at the Racehorse Lounge in Thomasville, PA, and then June 15th we're at a gig here in Frederick, Maryland, and then we are at June 29th. We are at Club 66 in I think that's Joppatown, Maryland,
It's
near Bel
Joppatown,
Air.
Edgewood. Yeah, I know where it
Okay.
is. Yeah.
All right. Hope to see you there.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes, absolutely, absolutely. Well, folks,
And then from there, I got to mention, last but not least, September 6th, we are playing the Whiskey a Go Go in Los Angeles,
oh,
California.
mhm.
And the next night, we're playing Count the Vamps in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're going to book a couple more shows out there. So we're headed west for a couple days.
Well,
So I'm looking
wonderful,
forward to that.
wonderful, wonderful. Well, folks, you know where to see them now. You know where you can find out all about them. Ronnie
Lovely.
1010 Younkins, it's been a pleasure having you tonight, buddy. We appreciate it.
Salute. Thank you
And
for having me.
thank you, Ronnie. And thank you all for listening, folks. Ronnie 1010 Younkins. And we will see you all next time on Foul Players Radio. Folks, thanks again. I really, for tuning in, I really enjoyed talking to Ronnie Younkins tonight. He was a real pleasure. He's a fun guy to talk to, lots of great stories. And we're glad that you tuned in to listen. Notes to his music and everything. The Blues Vultures and KIX music can be found wherever you purchase music online. You can also follow the Blues Vultures on Facebook. Remember to get their album coming out in June, You Can't Ruffle My Feathers. www.foulplayersofperryville.com. We've got lots of great shows coming up on the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad, Fifth Company Brewing, Susky River Beverage Company, Madigan's on the waterfront, and more. If you're interested in seeing a show, remember our website, foulplayersofperryville.com. Bookings, foulplayersperryville@yahoo.com, and 443-600-0446. Tuesdays from 4 to 6 p.m. on 97underground.com, the Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show. We feature songs you forgot you liked, classics that never die, interviews with up-and-coming bands and beloved classic bands. Go to 97underground.com, download the free app, and also listen to the interviews. If you miss them the first time around, they're on YouTube, youtube.com/@97underground, Michael Spedden. Thank you again for listening. Remember, our website is foulplayersradio.com. Our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@foulplayersradio. We really appreciate your support. Hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a fair review. And remember, support our guests in their endeavors too. Buy their stuff. People are working really hard nowadays to put out good art and good entertainment. Please support them. We will see you all next time, folks. This is Michael Spedden signing off. Thank you for tuning in to Ronnie Younkins tonight, and we will see you all next time